And today's session, we have to continue with the process of the wireless hacking. And in the last class, I just told you about one of the attack that we do on wireless network. That is our deauthentication attack. And today we will discuss about password cracking, how we can do password cracking using uh, the the AirCrack NG suite that we have. So yeah, so let me attach my adapter here. Okay, so over here, let's understand the process of password cracking of wireless network. So first of all, we have to capture the hash of password. And we can simply do that by running a very powerful tool that we already used called as ArrowDump NG. So ArrowDump NG tool we used in the last session also, where we talked about, where we discussed the concepts of wireless attack. And I told you that by dumping the traffic of wireless network, we can gain information about the surrounding networks that we have. So I'll be doing the same thing here. What we'll be starting with is, first of all, let me confirm whether my interface is in, uh, okay, first of all, I have to attach it. Okay, so this particular interface is in managed mode. I have to change it to monitor mode. So let me do that. I'll be just running the command as airmon ng hyphen ng, then we'll run the start command followed by the WLAN 0. Now the monitor mode is enabled. We can confirm it by running the same command again. And yeah, I told you that I have a command list here that I will be using here. So what I will be doing is, first of all, let's run the same command that we used earlier also to capture the packets of all the networks that we surround. So if we run this command, it will provide us a list of all the networks which are in our surrounding. And as soon as we find our target network, let's suppose that I want to target which network okay, I'm in this network. So I'll be targeting any other network. Let me run that command again. And as soon as I find my network here, which is global, I'll be stopping it by running the control C. Now, we use another command to target specific network running on specific channels. So what we did is we just copied this command to target specific network running on specific MAC addresses. So I'll be requiring some information to fill out here. So first of all, I'll provide the name of the interface as WLAN 0. Before that, I'll provide the channel number, which is CH. Under that, you can see it's running on channel number 11. So I'll put 11 here. And then I'll just replace this with the target's BSS ID, which is the MAC address of the access point. Now, if we hit enter, it will start capturing packets for the same network. But we do not want that. What we want is we want to save all this capture in a file. And that is what we can do with another option here, which is -w followed by the file where you want to save all that content. So if you check my desktop, I already have a file with wireless name. I'll just open it and I'll delete all the files which it has. Okay. So what we need to do is we just need to create a folder anywhere on your system and provide the path of that folder over here, because this tool is going to dump lots of files, and out of them we are interested in one of them that is called as the capture file. And in that capture file, we will find our password hash that we can crack with the help of a word list. So what we are going to do is we are going to just provide the path of the word list and that path will be /root. In my case, it will be root/desktop and / I'll be providing it the folder name that is wireless. And after that, we can provide the file name, any file name you want. You can name it as XYZ also. You can name it as anything. So I'll name it as packet. That's it, and hit enter. So what is going to happen now? It's going to create or it's going to dump all those files inside this particular packet capture. And now we have to wait until someone tries to connect with the wireless network. As soon as someone connects to this global network, what will happen is we will find a WPA handshake over here. And as soon as we find WPA handshake here, we can then we can just stop this technique and then we can go for the password cracking. Okay. So let me connect a device here. And as you can see, as I connected a device, you got a message here that WPA handshake captured for this specific access point interface. So as soon as you find this message present here, WPA handshake, you can press Control C. And now this packet capture file has stored your password hash also. So if I show you these files, let's go to desktop and let's go to the folder name, which was wireless. If I had ls here, so you will find all those files which were created with the name of packet. So you have packet 01.cap, 021.csv, different extensions you have here for different purposes. But for this particular practical, what we'll be doing is we'll be just using the .cap file for cracking the password. Now, cracking the password requires you to have a word list, and in that word list, you should have like thought of all the words that your victim can set as a password. So you must have mentioned all those words inside that word list, and then you can use that word list against your target. So that is what we'll be doing here. We will be using or we'll be creating a word list, and that word list can have n number of words, any word you can add. And also I'll be adding the password of this. Okay, I guess I have deleted that file. Let me just see. Okay, yeah, I have this word list here. So let me just restore it. Okay, so I already have a word list here that I will be using against the target. And if I now hit ls here, you will find that word list present here with the name as wordlist.txt. And in this word list, I have just set some common passwords here. Like, let me show you. I've just sent some random words, and also I have set some passwords that I think my target could have. Okay. So out of these passwords, any one of them can be the target access points password. Now, in order to create a word list, I already told you some tools that you can use to create word list. Like you can create a word list from a website, from by providing some information about your target, and also by you can just gather information about your target and then create a word list, or you can use common word list like rocky.txt that will have your password. So as of now, I'll be just using this word list. And finally, we are going to use the AirCrack NG suite. We're going to use this tool, AirCrack NG, and then we'll provide -w for word list. The word list name is wordlist.txt, which is present in my current directory only. And finally, we'll provide the file with the name as packet1.cap. And as we hit enter, you will find the password of this network, which is global@1234. So because we got the password so quickly, because it was a very less number of words which were present in the word list. So it was a small word list. But in your case, or you might have to create a word list with at least 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 10,000 words, and those words you will be using against your target access point. So it will take few minutes, few hours to crack if the password is present inside the word list. Okay. So the technique for password cracking is always like it always like depends on the word list which you have. So if you do not have a word list, then it will be hard for you to crack the password. So that is the concept of password cracking attack that we have here. So these two attacks we have to discuss in this module. First is your password cracking and second one is the deauthentication attack. Now, apart from that, there is an additional technique that I will be discussing here and which requires you to go to your Windows machine. And here, what you can do is you can just write a command and that command will provide you the clear text password of those Wi-Fi networks which you have already connected to. So let's say you want to get the passwords of all the network which you are a part of. So you can get it and then you will find those passwords in clear text, not in ciphertext. So this command you can run on anyone, like any user's Windows machine. So it is netsh wlan show profile, and then you can provide the name of the profile as, let's say I want to get the password of this network called as global, and then you can mention key equals to clear. So as I hit enter, you will find under the security settings, you will find a message saying key content. And under that key content, you will find the password of the network, whatever network you want to target. So you, whatever networks your device is connected to anytime, like a year back, 6 months back, 2 months back, or 2 days back. So you can get the password of that network by running this command. And over here, just you need to provide the name or SSID of the wireless network. That's it. And you will be able to get the password of it. So that is again a simple command that you can use to get the password of any device which is like of any particular Wi-Fi network which is connected to your Windows device. So I'll be sharing this command list to you for all these wireless attacks. So all these attacks we have discussed here for cracking WPA password and all the other things that we have. So that is the overall objective of this particular module. Now, in this module also we'll have some countermeasures like how we can protect ourselves. So for protecting ourselves from wireless attacks, make sure we use firewalls so that our network cannot receive any malicious packets. Second thing, you should use some like strong passwords. If you are not using the strong password, strong encryption algorithm, then it will be very easy for the attacker to get your password. Third thing is you should never connect to any open Wi-Fi because that open Wi-Fi can be a part of a rogue access point attack where the attacker must have created a malicious access point to target you. Then other things can be like you can implement some kind of whitelisting, like you can whitelist few MAC addresses which can be a part of your network. Only those devices will be connected to your network. Other devices will not become a part of your network. So these kind of techniques we can implement for protecting ourselves against these wireless attacks. So that is the overall objective of this module. Okay, so yeah, that is the end of your module number 16, and let's continue with module 17 that we have. So it is called as hacking mobile devices. So in this module, we'll be focusing on two mobile platforms. First is we'll be talking about Android, and second one will be talking about iOS. So mostly this particular module has given an overview of hacking these mobile devices. So what methodology and what things we have. So we'll talk about all of them. So first of all, let's talk about the difference between Android and iOS. So sorry, it's iOS. So the first difference between them is the iOS is most secure operating system for mobile devices that we have because of its architecture. It follows a secure architecture which requires the user authorization in every step. But in case of Android, Android does not follow that kind of secure environment because it focuses on ease of use and functionality. Android provides you more functionality and it provides you more easiness. That is why it is less secure than your iOS. iOS also has those functionalities, but it's not very much easy to use. In every step, you might have to authenticate, you might have to provide your details to confirm your identity. Every time they will ask you for your face scan, your OTP, your PIN code or anything they will ask you. So that kind of security is implemented for iOS, and that is what makes it more secure than your Android platforms. Also, like iOS is made by or developed by Google, this Apple. But if we talk about Android, Android is currently managed and taken care by Google. So Google is currently taking care of all the things associated with the Android platform. In Android, we have a very important process called as routing. So routing is a process where we can understand like how we can unlock the root user account on your Android device, because by default we always use our device with a normal user account which have very least privileges. So if we unlock the root account on the Android device, that process is called as routing, because over here we take advantage of some system vulnerabilities and then we try to exploit them so that we can unlock the root account on the device. Now that root account unlocking process can be persistent and can be non-persistent also. Means in this case you might get a permanent rooted device, or sometimes you might get a temporary rooted device, which means you can like you have to every time convert your device into a rooted one. So that kind of concept is called as a routing. Now in the same way, your iOS also has a process called as jailbreaking. Okay, so this jailbreaking process is almost similar with your routing. It also unlocks the super user access on which is root access on your Android device also. So it also unlocks that access and also provides some additional functionality to the user once your root account is unlocked. So what are those advantages? Okay, so let me write that process here called for your this iOS. It's called as jailbreaking. Now, what this process is all about, like routing and jailbreaking, what advantages they provide you and what disadvantages they give you. So if we talk about their advantages, then routing and jailbreaking provides us additional functionality from the normal user. Like the normal user can do minimum things. The normal user cannot delete system files, cannot access those files, cannot modify those files. But rooted account or jailbreaked account can modify, can delete, can access those system files, system applications that we do not have access as a normal user. Okay. So once we root the account or once we jailbreak the account, we got the privilege of deleting system applications like Android applications, like Google Apps. And also in iOS, we also get the functionality of deleting the iOS applications which are pre-installed by your Apple. So that kind of functionality we receive when we perform routing and jailbreaking. Okay. So that is an advantage. Second thing, you get the advantage of running some advanced tools on your device. And those tools specifically I'm talking about related with hacking. Normally, our device is made for normal purposes like calling, messaging, and accessing photographs, picture, and other things. So that kind of thing we can do normally with the help of our phone. But also we have a lot of hacking platforms and hacking applications that you can install on your device, and which requires your device to be rooted, because when we want to when we want to run any attack like Nmap, Wireshark, or sniffing, or any other attack, then our mobile device requires the access of our interface to do all those things. So once it has the access to our interface, then only it will be able to perform those attacks like sniffing and your Nmap, like scanning the device and cracking the device's password. So all those things we can do, but yes, it requires your system's full access. So that kind of applications we can run on our device. So that is again something which can give us an advantage of rooting or jailbreaking a device. Now, there are few disadvantages also which can be harmful for the device. So first of all, first one is a very important one, that it will void your warranty. Means whatever warranty you hold for your device, it will not be of any use once you have rooted or jailbreak your device. So after rooting and jailbreaking, your device's warranty will be void, it will be lost, and you will not get any claim or anything for your warranty. Because sometimes what happens is the second disadvantage is your device's hardware components may fail. And because of their failure, you will not be able to replace them from the company because they will say that your warranty is not running anymore, it's expired because we rooted the device. And once our device is rooted, then it will like the warranty will be void. So any hardware component that we want to replace is what we have to replace physically. We have to get the like the non-genuine products in order to provide that functionality to our device. So that kind of things can happen once we root or jailbreak a device. The next thing is you also provide, let's say someone hacked your device. So whosoever has hacked your device will have complete access of your device. Means that person will be able to do all the things against your device. Okay, and all those things means, let's say if the person has provided a malicious software, a malware to your system, then that malware also will have root or full permission of your device. Okay, and in that situation, the attacker can do anything on your machine. So if your device is rooted or jailbreak, then it's like if your device gets like infected with a malware software, a malicious software, then the attacker has full access to your device. Attacker can access your webcam, can do a lot of malicious things, can install applications on your device, and yeah, all these things can be done against your Android or iOS device. So that is again a disadvantage that that these processes provides your device to. Now, there are some applications that you can use to root or jailbreak your device. So you can use some applications for your Android device also. So the first one that I want to mention here is King or Root. Then we have one-click root. Then we have Magix. So these applications you can use for Android routing. And if I talk about the iOS jailbreaking, then we have some applications like Hexa Plus, we have Evasion, and you have Cydia. So some of these applications you can use to perform jailbreaking or rooting your device. That is what we have in this course. So yeah, you can try these applications against your device. If you have a spare device with you, then you can convert that device using these applications, because what happens in rooting and jailbreaking is you have to identify a system, a kernel level vulnerability that can unlock root account on your device. So that process is also called as this process is also called as privilege escalation. So privilege escalation, I already told you in module number 6 also that it's a process where the attacker wants to get full access or complete access of the device by becoming root or administrator or system user. So that kind of privilege, if your device wants, then it has to exploit some vulnerabilities, some platform vulnerabilities that could make your device a rooted one. And once your device is rooted, then yes, it can be used for malicious purposes and can be targeted by the attackers also. So that kind of concept is called as rooting and jailbreaking. Now, apart from these techniques, let's discuss some attacks on mobile devices. So what are some mobile attacks that we have? So let's start from the first one, which is we can create a malicious software for your Android or iOS device. So we have a lot of applications out there, but yes, we can use Metasploit framework, the tool called as MSF Venom, to create a malicious payload for your mobile devices, whether it is Android or iOS. We can create a malicious payload for for any one of them. So that kind of like that kind of practical, yeah, will be performing, and you will be seeing how we can create a malicious payload for your mobile devices. Second attack can be insecure functionality. Now, for this particular concept, I have two examples that I want to discuss here that are there in your CH course as well. First one is every Android device has a functionality called as developer options. And when we enable the developer options, what happens is we can also opt for USB or wireless debugging. Now, what is USB or wireless debugging? It's a process of debugging your Android platform using some functionality using a very popular tool called as ADB. So ADB is a very popular tool. It's called as Android Debug Bridge, ADB, Android Debug Bridge. And we can use this functionality to perform the attack on these Android devices. But this is a functionality which is given by the Android platform. It's not something what was mentioned for malicious purpose, but it's something which is created for like for helping developers. But what a malicious attacker can do here is they can simply try to like take malicious actions from this particular functionality, and they can get the access of the device. And that access will be the complete access of the device, not the normal access. The attacker or the person who has taken the access from the ADB can do a lot of things with the Android device. So we'll be having a practical on that also, how you can use ADB to check the functionality of a specific device and what all things the attacker can do then. So yeah, I'll be showing you a practical on that also. So for these two things, I'll be showing you the practicals in this module. Okay, let me share it again. Yeah. So apart from this particular example in insecure functionality, there is another example also like you must have heard of functionality called as Find My Phone or Find My iPhone. So that kind of functionality basically works on this Apple ID or your Gmail ID. So let's suppose that your Gmail ID or Apple ID is logged in any other device also and your original device also. Let's say someone took access of your Gmail account, and then what the person can do is person can use this application which is Find My Phone or Find My iPhone, and then try to track your activities, try to track your location, or what the person can do is he can wipe out your phone. He can completely erase whatever things you have inside your phone. So all those things can be erased easily with the help of this functionality, which is Find My Phone and Find My iPhone. And it will not ask the victim that you want to delete the account or not, but yes, your account will be, your everything in the phone will be deleted. So all those things which you have taken backup for will be restored, but other things will be deleted for all time. So again, that is an example of insecure functionality. Some functionalities are not given for malicious purpose, but yes, they can be used by attackers maliciously to perform some kinds of attack. So apart from that, we have some other attacks like you can exploit system level vulnerabilities also, exploiting vulnerabilities. So there are a lot of mobile platform vulnerabilities, especially last few years, a lot of vulnerabilities came for iOS 17 and 18. So yeah, those vulnerabilities basically provided the like access to your Android device can and the attacker can do a lot of malicious stuff with that access. And yeah, that kind of vulnerabilities have already been present on Android devices if you have not updated one. So if your Android or iOS is updated, then there will be no vulnerability. But if it is not updated, then yes, there will be some vulnerabilities which can be exploited by these attackers. So yeah, like mobile devices are not any separate kind of devices. They are also your networking devices which have open ports, which have open functionalities, and those functionalities can be targeted by the attacker. So that is the concept of exploiting vulnerability. Now, apart from that, you can also perform some bombing attacks against mobile device. And by bombing means you can perform call bombing and SMS bombing also. So yeah, that is another thing that we can refer to as an attack on mobile devices. Also, in bombing attacks, what happens is the attacker sends a lot of calls or SMSs to your target machine so that the victim can be a victim can be targeted, and he might feel irritated because he is receiving a lot of messages and calls while he is working somewhere. So yeah, that kind of attack you can perform. So it can lead to denial of service also. Let's say someone is trying to call you genuinely, but the attacker has bombed your phone call with calls. So what will happen is you will be receiving random calls from random numbers, but not be able to receive the call from the actual person whom you are waiting to receive a call from. So that can be again an example of denial of service also, because it's a bombing attack. The attacker will be sending a lot of packets against your device. We can scan the device. We can identify open ports and vulnerabilities. So yeah, those kinds of hacking methodology we can implement on mobile devices as well. Now, apart from that, we discussed some attacks on in social engineering also, like phishing and smishing and QR the squishing. These three techniques we discussed, and yes, they are against your mobile devices only, because they are these functionalities are exploited with the help of a mobile device only. So yeah, we have wishing, smishing, and quishing. So that these three categories of phishing we can use on any device so that it can like target the device, and attacker can click on a link which is provided by, the victim can click on a link which is provided by the attacker and can interact with it. So yeah, you can mention all those attacks, social engineering, mobile based attacks over here. Okay, so these are some of the few things that we have and we need to take care of. And also, yeah, we have malware attacks also on mobile devices. The malwares can also be used on mobile devices like ransomware, Trojan, virus, and yeah, all these attacks can be used against your mobile devices also, and they can encrypt the device, they can provide complete access to the attacker, and they can do other malicious stuff also. So yeah, malwares are also being used to target your mobile devices. And apart from that, you can mention separately about DOS and DDoS attacks. So if the attacker wants to disrupt the services running on your mobile phone, so the attacker can target your device with a DOS or DDoS attack, where the attacker will be sending multiple packets, flooded packets from a single device or from multiple devices. So yeah, that kind of again, this is again an attack against the mobile device. So all these attacks we have here, and let's start with we'll have a practical for uh, okay, first of all, let me discuss about call bombing and SMS bombing, because it's a very small practical. It will not take that much time. And apart from that, we'll in the next session we'll talk about these two practicals, how we can create a malicious file and how we can take advantage of ADB to target the USB debugging functionality on your mobile devices. So first of all, let's start from the mobile bombing and call bombing and attacks. So on some search engines, like you can visit websites like call bomber io dot something. So let me visit this. Yeah. So you will find these two websites where you can just try to bomb a number, any phone number that you want to bomb or you want to send request to. So these are open source websites, and you can use them. And they are not that much accurate. They will not send continuously, but yes, they will send few calls to your target number, and your target will be overwhelmed, or he will be receiving some calls from any random numbers over the internet. So that kind of concept you can use with the help of these websites like callbombers.in, or you can try callbomber.in. So both of these websites can show you a similar technique that you can try. So this one, okay, it in this one it's telling you that you can use it for different countries also, but I guess this one is having a restriction of plus 91 only, which is the Indian uh, like Indian destination number. So yeah, you can use the this website for all over the globe, and you might be able to use this one for targeting Indians only. So that kind of concept we can try performing using these applications and websites like Callbomber and callbomber.in. Apart from that, we have some techniques for SMS phishing also, sorry, SMS bombing also. So you can search for a very popular website that will provide you an SMS bomber. So you can just search for it as Bomb It Up. So this is a very like popular tool mentioned in your CH course as well about like how you can perform a prank against by sending someone a lot of SMSs. So this is a popular website called as Bomb It Up. So you can use this website and you will be able to send SMSs, as many SMS you want to your target device. And you for using just a minute. Okay, so yeah, you can just download this application for Android, and this is only available for Android. And you can just click on it, and it will download the application for your Android device, and you can use it. You have to just provide the country code, just provide the number without any country code, and then you have to provide how many messages you want to send. Though they have a limit of, I guess, 150 to 200 messages at a time, they have a limit of it, but yes, that are more than enough to send towards your target device. And I would like to say, let's say you choose 150 messages here. So it will send around 100 to 110, not exactly 150, but yes, it will send around 100 or 150, 110 messages against your target phone number. And also you can set a delay here, and that delay will be used to send the request with how much delay. So let's say first request is sent, and then after that request, after 2 seconds, you want the other one to be sent, or after 0.5 second, or after like 1 second, you want to send the other request. So you can just set a delay here, and with that delay, your request will be forwarded towards your target mobile device. So though these applications are made for fun, but yeah, they can be used for malicious purposes also. Because if let's say you want to irritate someone, you want to target someone or perform a DOS attack against the target person's device so that he will not be able to do anything with his device. So yeah, for that you can try out these websites. So this is an offline tool available on your Android, and these are websites that you can use from your phone, from your laptop to target any specific device. So that is an example here for this particular attack. So you can just try those things. And yeah, now creating malicious payload and insecure functionality, these practicals will be performing in the next session. So yeah, that is all I have for today, and we'll be continuing same time tomorrow also, and I'll be trying to finish up this module, and then we'll start with the next one, that is IoT and OT. So that will be the objective of this particular session. So I hope
Okay.
that it is clear, and this meeting is also going to end in 30 seconds. So yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow we are gonna have like from 9 to 11, 2 hours class or 1 hour class?
No, 9 to 10 only.
9 to 10
9
only.
to 10 only. Yeah, 9 to 10. It's 1 hour class only.
And how many days
Right.
remaining for our this course?
You can just think it of like 3 to 4 maximum.
Like for by Friday we will finish it, right?
Yeah,